Get the ball! Get it!
Hurt?
I'm okay, Coach. Let me go back in the game.
I want you to sit out the rest of this one.
But I can play.
Sorry, Jim. You just got to trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Look, we've got a whole season ahead of us. I want you in there for all of it. Okay, go ahead.
Great catch, Mike!
Go.
Come on now, keep it up!
Is that ball? There.
Come on! Great block. Keep it up.
Okay, hold it down a minute. You guys played a great game, even better than you realize. This was the Tigers' third, and you practically walked over them.
But it's not fair. Come on. Yeah. This is only our first game. But we only been practicing for 2 weeks.
Right. Keep this up, and we're going to run the Tigers off the field in November.
Yeah, but
Grant?
it's just we would have won the game if Davey hadn't fumbled the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, do you think Davey did it on purpose? He wanted to win as much as any of you.
Yeah, but...
But what? We all make mistakes, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Look, if you guys are ready to turn your back on a friend over a football game, then maybe you better scout around for a new coach.
Now, come on. Come on. You're a coach. Yeah, come on. Stick with
Okay,
it.
then.
Please.
And there's something else you must have forgotten. Who scored our only TD to tie the game up?
Davey did. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I guess that was a mistake, too, huh?
No. Come on, you guys. Don't turn your back on Davey. Yeah. I'm sorry, Davey. That's okay.
That's more like it. Man, you guys stink. Now go take a shower. See you Monday, 3:30 sharp.
Okay. Yeah, Coach.
Catch.
Women 6, male chauvinist 0. You coach a good team, Frank. I'm really sorry they lost.
They're the best group of kids I've worked with.
Oh, that's what you said about last year's team.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I guess every year they get better. Just like you.
Oh, Frank.
I mean it.
Well, then you better feed me, because I'm starving.
How do you do it? If I ate as much as you, I'd be enormous.
Metabolism runs in the family.
Good. I wouldn't want 11 fat kids stumbling over their own feet.
11?
Well, I'll settle for 9. Baseball's a good sport.
Let's talk about it over a beer.
Well, I thought you said you were hungry.
I lost my appetite.
Paul Gilbert, please.
Who's calling?
Lieutenant... would you tell him his son is calling?
Mr. Gilbert's on another line now. Would you like to hold a moment?
No, I wouldn't. I'm calling long distance and I'm low on change. Just tell him I'm on the line, please.
Attention, please. Pan American Flight 707 to Honolulu, now boarding at 8:22.
And then I thought after I met Sandy and Rome, I'd go to Greece by myself.
Absolutely not.
I'm not really asking you, Dad. I've already made my plans.
I said no.
Why? A lot of young people travel before going to college.
For a year, just drifting around.
No, Paul. Taking advantage of her freedom.
Well, what about taking advantage of a college education?
Go to college when I come back. I want to go. There.
What are you planning to study?
I haven't decided yet.
Don't you know?
Yes, but first I want to see what's going on in the world. She doesn't know what she wants to study. That's her point.
That's the trouble with you young people. No purpose.
Be reasonable. I want her to go.
Well, I'm against the whole idea. If that's what you want, go ahead.
Chris?
Chris, where are you? Why didn't you let us know you were coming back?
Hey, hold on, Dad. Take it easy. I've only been on the ground 10 minutes. Give me a chance, huh?
Sorry. When do we see you?
I'm catching a flight out of San Francisco late tonight.
Why the delay?
Oh, military red tape. Those bastards don't like to let go.
Trouble, huh?
Oh, no, Dad. It's classified.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
Listen, Dad, I need to see all of you this weekend.
Sounds important.
It is.
Well, Muffy's not here. She just went back to school.
Then how about the summer house? It'll be easier for Muffy.
It's already been closed for the season.
I need to talk to all of you, and the summer house is perfect.
Chris, what's this all about, and what's wrong with the city?
Please, Dad.
All right. What the hell? We'll open the house up.
Thanks, Dad.
I'll take care of everything. You just meet us at Cod's Tavern tomorrow. Say, 6 o'clock?
I knew I could count on you.
Call your mother?
Well, I'm kind of busy right now, Dad. Why don't you call her? She'll understand.
Okay, Chris. It's great to have you back.
Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow at 6. Two of those. The bag, please. How much do I owe you?
$2.
Keep the change.
Thank you.
Attention please, Japan Airlines Flight 201 from Manila, now arriving at Gate 17. Visitors can view the arrival from the observation deck. Mr. Montgomery, please come to the reservation desk at Northwest Airlines.
I can't help it. I've got to go.
I thought you finished your work on the islands last weekend.
I did, but the Crafts decided to stay on and asked me if I help them close up this weekend.
I was looking forward to just us spending a nice, quiet weekend together.
I'm sorry, darling.
Don't mind me. I'm just being greedy.
In 1 month, I'll be finished with all my work. And I promise you the longest weekend you ever had. Hello? Hey, what's up? Terrific. How is he? Well, I'm going to be there anyway. I'm helping the Crafts. No problem. I think the phones were turned off today. Great. See you tomorrow. That was Paul Gilbert. His son Chris is back from Vietnam. They're going to spend the weekend on the island. I haven't haven't seen Chris in 3 years.
That sounds like a real family reunion.
Why don't you come with me?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
For one thing, we get too busy.
You can keep an eye on me.
Oh, no, not me. I'm not riding shotgun over anyone.
Hey, I love you.
That's nice. Kind of fun to do, too. Muffy, what's this?
A gift from me, part of your traveling kit.
Where am I going?
With me. My brother's home from the wars.
Muffy, that's wonderful.
And the family's going to spend the weekend with him.
Oh, I know how worried you were about him.
No more. Anyway, we're going to have a big bash and you're invited.
Oh, Muffy, I wouldn't feel right.
I've already got your suitcase out.
No, I'd just be in your way.
Come on, will you stop it? Let's get our packing done now. We'll leave right after class tomorrow.
Are you sure it's okay?
You're impossible. Pack.
Okay.
Hey, let's have pizza tonight. I'll buy.
Great.
All right. Chris is back, and we're going to see him this weekend. But why the island?
Because I gave him my word.
I just wish that you'd called me before you made any plans. You're tired.
Very.
How's Chris?
He sounded okay.
Muffy must be delighted.
She is.
Joyce Sampson called.
Oh, no. What'd she want?
Us for bridge today. But I told her we couldn't.
I'm glad.
I thought you would be.
You're a good-looking woman, Laura.
Thank you, Paul. You haven't said that to me in a long time.
Paul, I'd like to discuss the United Markall account with you. Got a minute?
Sorry, John. On my way out.
Okay, I'll catch you later.
Catch me Monday.
Monday?
9 a.m.
Look, Paul, we've already lost one account. I hope you know what you're doing.
I always know what I'm doing. I've been on top of this account ever since the problems began.
Yeah? Well, that's what you said about the one we blew. We'll talk about it Monday.
LaGuardia.
Are you all right?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome home.
Thanks. Man, you look great, Frank.
You too. Come on in.
Hey, you're a businessman, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm still doing exactly what I've always done. I just finally got around to hanging a sign.
You know, you're one of those lucky bastards who does exactly what he likes and then gets away with it. Frank, I'll bet a lot of people are jealous of you.
Well, I hope you're not talking about yourself.
Oh, hell no. No, that's exactly what I plan to do. No more taking orders from anyone.
Donald and Joan are still on the island.
Great. Hey, they got any kids yet?
Not yet.
Huh. Wonder why they don't adopt one. I could show them a lot of kids that need a roof over their head.
They want one of their own. You know how it is.
No, I don't. I don't know how it is.
Hey, you okay?
Hey, look, I turned in my rifle and my bayonet, my grenades, and a few other things you wouldn't want to know about. And they gave me a paper that says I'm fit. I don't want to talk about any of it.
I bought myself a fancy burglar alarm. Damn thing's more trouble than it's worth.
What do you need it for?
The place got messed up a little. Not too bad.
You really like it here, don't you, Frank?
It's a place you can touch, feel, grab hold of. Seriously, these people are honest, real. They say what's on their mind, and you know exactly where you stand. And when you need them, they're there.
I think we're going to put in a rock garden next summer. Yeah, now that the three of us
Sis! Boy, you look great.
Oh, I love you, you liar. You're the best brother in the world. Now, if you were my brother too, Frank, I'd have two best brothers in the world.
I'm Ellen Sherman. Buffy and I...
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Frank Ryan, our very unrespectable friend who keeps our garden looking very respectable. And this is my brother, Chris.
How do you do?
Hi.
Ellen's spending the weekend with us.
So I noticed.
You must be glad to be back.
I am. Thanks.
What do you think you'll do now?
Chris will probably sleep a lot, eat a lot, and get fat and happy.
Sounds boring. I mean, there must be more to recuperating than eating and sleeping.
Do you have something in mind?
Chris!
Dad!
When did you get here?
A couple of hours ago.
How was the trip?
Fine, no problems.
The only problem he had was on the trip from my place to Cod's. He still can't take me in a fair fight.
Boat is this?
A local fisherman's. He's quite a character, but not very pleasant.
Yeah, Donahue's had a hard life, but he's okay.
Where should I put my bags?
Here, let me have them. I'll take them down below.
Coming back Sunday?
That's right.
Figured.
You're picking us up. That's our arrangement, isn't it?
Depends.
Yes.
On what?
If you're at the landing at 2 p.m. sharp, you'll get picked up. If you're not, you'll have a long, cold winter.
We'll be there.
Don't matter to me. Just like I don't matter to you folks when your fancy speedboats are out of dry dock.
Now listen.
What's the problem?
I'm sure not talking to you.
What do you want? More money? You've already overcharged them.
You're asking for trouble, Mr. Ryan.
Just do your job.
Like you do yours, maybe.
What's he saying?
Just ignore him.
What's wrong?
He's just letting off steam.
Sure. During the season, you don't know I'm alive. Now, you depend on me. And you better tell your craft friends.
dock around the other side? That's where we'll land. Everyone okay? Watch that loose stone. You know, Laura, I'd forgotten how beautiful it is up here this time of year.
Great.
Maybe we ought to leave the house open a little longer next year.
Hey, it feels
You're
good
right,
to be
Dad.
here.
I'm glad we came.
I'll let Joan and Donald know you're here.
Where are Joan and Donald?
The Crafts. They have the only other house on the island, at the other end. They're like family. You'll meet them at dinner.
Come on, quick. Where's the bathroom?
Straight ahead. That door right over there.
Muffy, please, give me a hand with these covers.
Relax, Mom. I'll do it.
Mom, I'll take the rest of the suitcases upstairs.
Ellen will be sharing Muffy's room. Oh, I better hurry and get some dinner ready.
Is there anything I can help you with, dear?
No, thanks anyway.
It's the first time in 3 years that we've all been together.
Just a minute, Mr. Gilbert. Don't start yet.
Is your friend sick?
No, she has a surprise.
Well, couldn't it wait till after dinner?
You'll see.
Anybody interested in a midnight dip?
Too cold.
I bet it isn't too cold for Frank or Chris.
You're wrong about me.
I don't believe it. What about you?
Don't look at me. That water's freezing this time of year.
I didn't know you were such frail flowers.
Well, now you know.
Here she is.
It isn't much, but I hope you like it.
What is it?
Open it and you'll find out.
Beautiful. Look, Paul. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Magnificent. This one should do. Perfect balance.
You should have gone to medical school.
My God, what a blade.
I'm glad you like them.
This is real quality. Fine craftsmanship. Look at that line.
Paul, we're hungry.
He's obsessed. This is your fault.
All right, I'm slicing. My God, I haven't had a knife of this quality since my old buck. I wonder what happened to that knife.
Last time I saw it was when we went camping. Remember?
You and Dad went camping?
When we first met,
Paul had a manual he kept referring to.
I'd never been camping before. I wanted to do it right. Everything was in that book. The right way to do everything.
The first day he went fishing, he dropped it in the river.
I tripped.
Then what happened? We went back to the city.
Great to have you back, soldier.
I'm not a soldier anymore.
Hey, drop over tomorrow if you had some time.
You still have your guitar?
Sure do.
Hey, mind if I bang around on it?
I wish you would. The way Donald plays it, it's not very interesting. He only knows one song. Do, do, do.
Hey, that's good.
Do.
I kind of like that.
Oh, hell, not another one. I'm going home.
Since I'm going your way, ma'am, I'll walk with you.
Follow me. Bye, Chris.
So long. Bye.
Last night's rocket attack on the Cambodian capital left 27 dead and an estimated 75 wounded. Since last December, 520 civilians have been killed, while approximately 1,100 have been wounded in refugee-swollen Phnom Penh. Its hospitals bulge with the burned and mutilated, while its streets are filled with those who have seen their villages flattened by American bombs.
Chris, why did you smash that?
I've had enough, Mom.
Enough. Perhaps you can explain what you've had enough of.
Mother, please.
Enough killing, Mother. Enough reports. Enough statistics. Enough.
I'm sorry. How stupid of me.
My book, what you think, deals with the breakdown of this family unit, questioning previously accepted values and traditional ways of life, reevaluation of basic roles, the increasing pressures of our complicated, non-personalized society,
Well, it's nice
me for and disregard of his sense of values and everyday common brutality. I explain how these factors have created an environment more capable than ever before of pushing our neighbor, friend, brother, mother,
Excuse me.
and even ourselves over the edge.
Picnic lunch? Well,
Why don't you ask Frank to do it? After all, that's why he's here.
I'm just resting.
I can see that.
I'm perfectly capable of getting the store closed.
You've been at it 20 minutes.
So?
So I'll find Frank.
Frank is not interested in you, so why don't you give it up?
What?
Midnight dip.
You're jealous.
No, but while we're on the subject, you can leave Chris alone, too. You made a damned fool out of yourself last night.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, do me a favor. Don't play games.
Leave me alone, Donald.
No, you leave them alone. Stop making an ass out of yourself.
Knock it off.
I'm just surprised, that's all.
I didn't know you were such a snob.
Really, Muffy, be honest. He may be good looking, but after all, he is just a gardener or a handyman or whatever.
Frank is and has been a friend of the family for years.
But his job.
What difference does it make whether he's a gardener or a lawyer?
Well, it's not exactly the same thing, is it?
Are you that insecure?
I'm not insecure.
Well, you obviously have some kind of problem.
Look, I'm sorry I brought it up.
So am I.
Where are you going?
To find Frank. Maybe you'd like to have breakfast with us.
Good morning.
Morning.
Beautiful morning.
Yes, it is.
Frank, I don't like the way you prepared the rose bushes for the winter. It's a disgrace.
Look, you and I both know I did it the same way I've always done it. After all we've been through, don't start acting like a child. It's not very becoming at your age. Jesus, I didn't hear you. You scared the...
Chris, breakfast's ready.
Morning.
Real coffee. Like a good cup of coffee, Mother.
Thank you, dear.
This is a wonderful kind of breakfast. It's so light. I've never liked a heavy breakfast.
You're not eating.
She never eats anymore.
I'm trying to keep my weight down. I don't see anything wrong with trying to have a good figure.
I think you look wonderful for a mature woman.
Thank you, dear.
Morning. Joan here?
I haven't seen you. Come on in.
Grab a plate.
The milk's in the refrigerator.
Thanks. I tuned it up for you.
Donald and I are going to have a jam session.
Sounds exciting.
Come on in. Looks like a committee meeting.
Hey. Speaking of committees, I got some work to do.
Can I talk to you for a moment, please, Paul?
Now, what's the problem?
Well, if you're upset, I can wait, but I'd like to talk to you about the rose bushes.
It's really beautiful here.
I can give you a tour of the island. Special rates.
Oh, I'd like that.
Anybody else want to come?
Not me. I'm going to find a comfortable spot and read. Stay and gossip with me for a while. Okay.
I'm getting out of here.
Chicken. Did I say something wrong?
You ready for that walk?
You really don't have to.
I want to. Come on.
This island is so beautiful. I really envy your having a house here.
Comes in handy when you need a place to get away from it all.
Hey, can we pick some stuff? Flowers, you know, something to spice up the cinder blocks back at the dorm.
Well, if you can find something alive this time of year, you might as well pick it. It won't be alive for very much. Now look at this. The minute he thinks our backs are turned, what are you going to do? You know how hard help is to. Frank? Frank? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
What?
What? Ask Paul. Get Paul.
What is it?
Will you get Paul? Paul, not them. Don't bring them.
What happened?
Joan, stay there. How did this happen?
How did what happen, Donald? Frank? Something happened to Frank?
For God's sakes, Paul, will you send them back? Joan, look, just go back. Something's happened here to Frank. Jesus Christ, you idiot. He's dead. Can't you see he's dead? What do you mean, dead? For God's sakes, will you send them back? What are you doing?
Oh, my God.
Why did you let them see him? Take off your jacket. Cover him with something. Jesus, Paul. Now, look here, Donald. Will you take off your goddamn jacket?
What's happened? Is Frank hurt?
He's dead, Joan. Dead.
What happened?
I don't know. This looks pretty serious. What? Paul, he's dead. I can see that he's dead, Donald, all right? He's been killed. Murdered.
What?
Someone stabbed him.
Oh, he's so young.
Well, I don't see how he could. All right. Joan, back to the house. Everyone, back to the house. Paul, help me take him to the house. Well, don't the police do that? I mean, we have to... We'll call the police. Pick up his feet. Donald, the police do that now. They don't want things moved or touched. The police do that. For the love of God, Paul, this is not some Jack Webb thing. Frank is dead. Do you understand that? Now pick up his feet. Chris, are you going to help us?
Help? Yeah. Yeah, let's get him out of here.
Wait.
Well, are we going to just sit here? Dad?
Of course not, Muffy. Now, calm down. The police will handle this. All we have to do is reach the mainland, and the police will handle this. How? The phones are out.
You mean someone cut the wires?
No, they've been turned off for the season.
You don't think there couldn't be anybody on the island?
There must be. Someone who wanted to kill him badly enough to come out here this morning and... Jesus, what kind of an animal?
That's crazy. Who'd want to kill Frank?
How the hell should I know? It's got nothing to do with us.
Dad, how can you say that? Frank's like one of the...
Christ, you know what I mean? I mean his personal life. We don't know anything about it. It's none of our business. It could have been... We don't know ever went over the mainland. It could have been anyone at all.
Well, what are we going to do?
What can we do? Wait for Donahue to show up tomorrow.
That's it. We wait for Donahue.
What the hell else can we do? We're going to get the police. That's what we're going to do. Okay, Paul, fine. You want to tell us how?
Maybe a boat will come by. We could yell.
There aren't going to be any boats out this time of year. Well, there might be. Oh, come on, Paul.
The radio, Paul. Your ham radio, the one you bought last year.
For Christ's sake, Laura, use your head. That radio's been broken since the day we got it. Jesus.
What about a fire? We could all build a fire.
Honey, even if they could make one out from the mainland, would you take your boat out of dry dock and race over here just because you'd seen a bonfire? They'd think it was Frank doing the leaves. Now just calm down for a minute, Laura, okay?
Look, there must be some way off the island. Whoever killed Frank...
He's probably back in town by now. Town hell, he's probably halfway across the state.
Is he?
What?
Well, did anyone hear a motorboat this morning? Anybody see anything like a rowboat?
What the hell does that mean? We might have been asleep.
No. I saw Frank.
What time?
I saw him before breakfast.
What time?
I don't know. It was before breakfast. What difference does it make? We're all awake.
Then if no one heard or saw anything...
There is someone on the island.
Come on. Whoever it was could have left from the dock near your house and none of us would have heard a thing.
I would have.
I would have too.
Well, that doesn't prove that...
Look, Paul, all I'm trying to say is that we don't know who did this, or why, or even what he used. Now, did anyone see a weapon? I didn't. All I'm trying to say is that, well, we can't be certain if there's someone out there or not.
So what do? We just float around picking pansies and try to avoid tripping over Frank's body?
That's enough, Mom.
It isn't enough. If you think I'm just going to sit here...
Oh, please.
Laura, I asked you to be still.
Look, sitting around screaming at one another isn't going to...
Oh, for God's sake, Donald, will you stop coming on like Gandhi? All I've seen you do is ask a lot of questions. Paul's at least trying to come up with some...
Please, Joan. Pencil.
What?
Pencil! This is the island. There's 7 of us. I'm going to chart 7 sections. I want each one of you to take a sector. You'll memorize that sector. Once memorized, you'll search it. Understand? Now, I want each one of you to look around this house and to come up with something. Something you can make a good, loud noise with. If you notice anything suspicious, you get the hell back here and wait for the others. Well, the noisemakers are just in case you inadvertently make contact.
Contact with what?
The enemy! Just let go as loud as you can with whatever you've chosen as a noisemaker, and then get back here to home base. And one more thing. If this mission is to be a success, everyone has to stay in their assigned sector. And that is an order.
Shouldn't we carry a weapon? I mean, just in case?
In case of what? Look, we probably aren't going to find anyone out there anyway. But if we do this thing right, then maybe we can sit back and relax.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
I'm giving the orders here, Donald.
Sure, Chris.
And that goes for the rest of you, too. You do exactly what I tell you. Mother, make sandwiches for everyone. I'll assign sectors while we eat. out. You're gonna ruin this whole mission. Now, you get back to your sector. Move it!
And there it was. Really pretty close to where we found Frank.
You shouldn't have picked it up.
I just didn't think.
Now the police will never be able to get fingerprints.
I'm sorry. I mean, it was part of a set I bought and all.
If it's one of your knives, then one of us?
Where's Chris?
Probably still out in his section.
Will somebody get that knife out of here? For God's sake, Donald, wrap it up or something.
Let's find Chris and tell him.
Donald, you and Joan better spend the night.
I don't know. Joan? Look, I know it's not Joan, and I'm sure she's not worried about me. But I go along with the idea of us staying together. We'll stay. In case you need some help.
That's all right with me.
Couldn't we light a fire to signal the mainland? I mean, now that it's dark.
If anybody saw it, they'd think it was a campfire. I'd like to go upstairs and clean up a bit. We'll use one of the rooms at the end of the hall. Thank you.
I'll come with you.
Ellen, did you find everything you need?
Yes, thank you.
I couldn't find the soap.
The blue cabinet underneath the sink.
I'll look again. I might have missed it.
It was nothing. She just opened that closet door and thought it was the bathroom, that's all. Just nerves.
Well, as long as I'm up here, I guess I'll wash up too.
What do you know about your friend?
What do you mean?
Her background.
I don't see what Ellen's background has to do with any of this.
Just control your temper for a change.
She's just a chip off the old block.
That'll do, Laura.
But it does run in the family, doesn't it?
At the moment, I'm interested in this person that we don't know anything about.
Your father's right about that. She's a perfect stranger.
Not to me, she isn't.
All right. I guess I'll have to ask her myself.
Look, I really don't know that much. Her parents were divorced when she was little, so I don't think she's had much of a family life.
Is she an only child?
Except for her older brother. She was very close to him, but I don't think they see each other very much anymore.
Why?
He's in a hospital in Denver, some kind of breakdown or something. She doesn't really talk about it much.
time is it?
I don't know, late. I'm sorry.
Have a good time?
Wonderful.
Didn't you forget something?
I don't think so. What?
Me. You were supposed to meet me for dinner. Instead, you go running off on a date with someone you know I'm interested in.
You only met him this week. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
For what? For waking me, for standing me up, or for dating Phil?
Muffy.
That's my scarf.
I didn't think you'd mind.
You didn't think I'd mind.
I think it might be a good idea if we sort of keep an eye on this friend of yours.
What do you mean, keep an eye on her?
Now, look, Muffy, you as much as admitted that the girl's brother is some sort of lunatic.
Lunatic? All I said was that he had a breakdown.
But you don't know what kind, exactly.
Dad, it could have been anything. You're just looking to make something out of nothing. Ellen's my closest friend. Did he ever... Well, it's just absurd, that's all.
Is it?
All I know is Paul's been under a lot of tension at work lately.
Both of them have been very tense this summer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Paul's such a damn perfectionist. Jesus, what a temper. I know he and Chris exchanged a couple of pretty hot letters about Chris's anti-war feelings.
I wonder if he found out about Frank and Laura.
Found out what?
I thought you knew.
Knew what?
Frank and Laura were having an affair.
You've got to be kidding.
I don't think it lasted very long. Frank ended it. Knowing Laura, she wouldn't have liked that a bit.
Where did you hear this?
Around. What I don't understand is how Frank could have been so damn stupid as to get involved with a woman her age.
If anyone gets hungry, please help yourself. I'm sorry I couldn't do more, and I hope you understand. Paul, would you slice the meat now?
Donald, would you mind?
No, not at all.
You're coming along fine, Paul. And don't worry about Laura. The surfacing of hostilities and jealousies at this stage of her life aren't all that uncommon. The doctor I recommended should help her.
Is it my turn?
No, I haven't gone yet. You're next.
Sorry.
I quit. I can't play anymore.
That's okay with me.
Fine. If anyone wants a drink, it's right here.
How's it going at the office, Paul?
Fine. What do you mean?
Oh, I hear you've had some trouble.
Just what are you driving at?
Paul, make me a scotch and water, dear.
Seems so ironic after what he went through in Vietnam.
None of it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Frank and Chris were bigger and stronger than any of us.
But they didn't suspect whoever it was. So it was easy. But with us, it's different. Now that we know.
Know what?
Well,
That one of us is a killer.
You think it's me?
Wait, I think I'll get some sleep.
No. But while we're on the subject, you better cut out that midnight dip stuff with Frank and Chris. Darling, having a bad dream. Joan?
Where's everyone else?
Everyone else?
I mean, is everyone up?
Oh, I don't know, Joan. Were you having a bad dream?
No.
Okay.
I bet it isn't too cold for Frank. Or Chris.
Not me.
I don't believe it. What about you?
Don't look at me. That water's freezing this time of year.
I didn't know you were such frail flowers. Oh, Paul.
Joan, what the hell's the matter with you?
Joan, please.
Oh, how did it happen?
Cutting the goddamn grapefruit. I can't even...
Paul, I'm sorry.
Never mind, honey. It's all right. Come on. Donahue will be here in just a few hours.
Paul, I am sorry. I am sorry.
Okay.
No, Paul, I really am.
Okay, Joan, you're sorry. Okay.
Come on. I'll bandage your hand.
Hello. Where's Muffy?
I don't know.
I thought you two were inseparable.
Did you?
I'm sorry, I only meant...
I thought you might need a hand.
Oh, I can. It's all right. It's kind of a one-man job. Thanks. Just sandwiches, you know. Thanks anyway.
Please, I'd like to be busy with something. Just walking around is... Shall I do the meat?
All cut, thanks.
Well, I guess it'll be a while before anyone comes back here.
I guess so.
Who wouldn't mind coming back someday? I mean, after I'd forgotten. Because it is beautiful here. Or it was until...
Thanks.
I'm sorry, I thought you were after the salt.
Thank you. I'll need it in a minute. Thank you.
I was going to pick some stuff for the dorm. You know, fall stuff. Pine cones, ferns. Everything looked so beautiful until I...
You want me to do the bread?
Thanks. Really, it's kind of a one-man job.
Do you ever come out here in winter?
Winter? No, not much. Look, I think you had a good idea. Picking those ferns, it might cheer you up. Might cheer us all up. And this is just sandwiches, you know? Just kind of a one-man job.
Well, I guess you're right. I guess that's maybe what I'll do.
That's all right, Donald. I don't mind.
Don't mind what?
You're playing. I don't mind you playing.
Well, I know it's not very good, but it helps. It helps me to relax.
I understand. You know, you're not really as bad as she makes you out to be. Joan, I mean.
Thanks, Paul.
You know what I mean.
Look, Paul, she's overwrought.
Who?
Joan. She's been through hell.
I know that, Donald. I didn't mean it.
Look, Paul, you need some help packing?
No, thank you.
Well, then I'll go see if maybe Laura does.
Hardly now.
Paul.
How you feeling, Laura?
All right. How's your hand? The cut.
Cut? Oh, fine. Thanks for the patch.
Well, you can have the doctor look at it when you get home. You do have an appointment tomorrow, don't you?
Yes. Well, if I keep it, I'll show him the hand.
Paul, you're not going to miss another appointment, are you?
I don't know right now, Laura. To tell you the truth, I'm not really thinking about tomorrow.
Paul, you skipped the last two already.
I'll see about it tomorrow. I'll see how I feel.
All right, Paul, it's your health.
Laura, I wish you'd...
All right, Paul.
Damn ants are going to have a feast on this.
Christ, I didn't see you.
What are you doing?
I thought, if it's going to be so strange tonight, back in the room. Almost like we'd never left school at all.
Not for me.
What?
I said it won't be like that for me.
Well, not for me either, Muff. I just meant that...
He was my brother.
I know that, Muffy, I know.
What are you doing?
I just thought I'd pick something for the room. At school. We're going back to school today, Muffy.
I know that, Ellen. You don't have to keep telling me.
Hey, why don't we go back to the house?
Okay.
Look, why don't we each grab an end of this, huh? That way we won't drop anything, okay?
Laura. Jim. His decorations. He had his uniform off when I saw him again. I thought maybe there might be a day when we'd be able to look at them again without... Joan, are you all right? You look as though...
It's that razor. That thing's gonna be the... I was just cleaning up after Donald. Can I put that away? I mean, are you finished with it?
Yes, I'm finished with it, Joan. I'll clean up here, or you go downstairs and try to relax.
All right, Laura, Look,
Go downstairs and try to relax, Joan.
Joan, Donahue. Joan, it's Donahue.
We just can't leave them.
Now, don't worry, Laura. I'll come back for them with the police. I won't leave them. Now, come on, honey.
I'll tell him, Paul. I'll have him radio ahead. Why don't you take care of Laura?
Thanks, Donald.
Have a nice weekend.
They'll be there to meet us. Hey, you okay?
Donald, I'm sorry if I acted back there like I...
Honey, look. Don't say it. Okay? Because we didn't know what to think. It's that simple, Joan. All of a sudden, we just didn't know what to think. Oh, Jesus.
Time, Donald. Where does the time go? He had that uniform on when we met. The first week, he wore it everywhere, and then he went away. The next time I saw him, he was in a suit. You know, when he came back from the war, and I met him at the station, I didn't even know him. I didn't remember what his face looked like. All I remembered was the uniform, and he was in a suit. I was 3 months pregnant, and I couldn't remember what his face looked like. We had to wait for the crowds to die down on this platform. That's how we knew each other. We're the only ones left when the crowds died down on the platform. I remember so well. It was 22 years ago. I was late getting to the station. The train was just coming in. I was 3 months pregnant, and I thought I must have looked like a mess. But I was afraid. If I stopped to put on my makeup, he'd miss me. He'd see I wasn't there, and he'd get back on the train and leave me alone. Alone with this thing inside me that I didn't even know. That hadn't been there before I met him. I didn't want to be alone with it. Not for the rest of my life.
Oh, Jesus.
Will the police be there, Donald? Will they be at the dock?
Yes.
Then I'd better put on my face then. It's all right, Donald, isn't it, if I put on my makeup? There's time, isn't there?
It's all right, Laura. There's time.
Donahue's bringing those people back from their island.
I wonder why anyone would want to go out there this time of year.
Yeah, when they could be sitting here like us with wet kids, ants, and cold coffee.
Don't be so smart. There's probably a lot more living out there than meets the eye.
Oh, yeah, their life must be a living hell.
Yeah, just a living hell.
Dr. Gomez, room 16. Dr. Gomez, room 16. Dr. Bell, E21. Dr. Bell, E21.
When will I be able to see her?
So.
How is she?
Oh, she's fine. We've been talking quite a bit lately.
Has she... I mean, do you... Look, Doctor, I don't understand how she...
Muffy, we don't really fully understand either. But your mother's been helping us put the pieces together.
Yes?
Muffy, it isn't very pleasant.
Doctor, please.
You know how your mother's always valued her independence.
Yeah?
Well, hers was cut somewhat short. Do you know that your mother was pregnant with Chris before your father and she were married? I guess that was the beginning of everything. Your mother wasn't ready to settle down, but social pressures, plus your father's insistence, well, I think that she's resented Chris and your father ever since.
Doctor, even if that were so, that was 25 years ago.
Yes, and she repressed it all those years while she was busy raising you and Chris. As both of you began to grow independent, she began to feel old, useless, and unattractive.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, of course it is, but that's how your mother saw herself. And in an attempt to reinforce her femininity, she had an affair with a younger man, Frank Ryan. Although it was over, she reached out to him that morning. Something must have happened between them that triggered his murder. I think she felt he humiliated her.
Why was she so desperate? I mean, why on that morning?
Well, Chris's homecoming reminded her of your father's return from Korea and her unwanted pregnancy. From the moment the weekend plans were made, she felt that your father and brother rejected her. When Chris arrived, things got even worse. He was the center of attention and apparently treated her badly.
But he was under a lot of pressure.
I know, the Crafts explained, but your mother wasn't in a position to understand. She felt slighted and abused. Frank's reaction was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Years of pent-up feelings violently exploded. Your mother told me that during the search, she tried to ask Chris why he was treating her so badly. He must have lashed out at her, and, well, she hasn't spoken about it, but pretty much the same thing must have happened with your father.
seemed so normal. Even after Frank...
Yes, of course she had to, for herself. She couldn't accept what she'd done, so she put it out of her conscious mind. It's a type of schizoid behavior pattern.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I just can't accept what you've said. It just doesn't make sense.
In a way, you're right, Muffy. Although all the elements were present, a catalyst was still needed. And it was her change of life, which had recently begun. All the tensions, doubts, and jealousies, which are normally expressed during this physiological change, were repressed by your mother. It just became too much.
If only she'd seen a psychiatrist.
Muffy, we could never have predicted that this would happen.
I don't understand. You just finished telling me that you...
I just finished reconstructing after the fact. Had I examined your mother and 2 other women who were all in the same psychological condition, I could never have predicted which one would have acted as your mother did.